So one of the highlights of being here at the Intermot show and working on the Knox stand all week is getting to check out some absolutely beautiful bikes. And we'd be remiss if we did not mention these, the new Ducati Scramblers. And actually it just so happens that we're about 30 meters away on the Knox stand, and we've been looking at this all week, and you have to say these are 3 or actually 4 particular models that have just come out, and they're absolutely stunning. Obviously building on the massive success that is the Ducati Scrambler. Yeah. This one is the full throttle, and it's got me captivated.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, the really cool thing they've done this time around, obviously from 2015 when the Scrambler was introduced, they've had, I mean, it's been a massive success. The most popular bike that Ducati have made over the last number of years. Yeah. So what I think what Ducati have done, which is pretty clever, is they've not made a massive amount of change. You know, the bike looks pretty much identical. The architecture's the same. They've just made some small tweaks. So you've got an LED daytime running light. You've got some slight tweaks to the engine. It now makes 72 horsepower. So I think what they've tried to do is they've listened to the market, they've listened to the riders, so they've also improved information on the display. So it's now got a fuel gauge, it's now got gear position indication, which, to be honest, at this money, and we'll get to the money part of it, I'm sure at some point in this video, I've got to say I would expect that. Yeah. It's got a new IMU, so it essentially means that it's got cornering ABS. I mean, all brand new bikes now have ABS, but cornering ABS, which is a pretty cool feature. And then, of course, what they've also done, so the standard bike, the Icon, is very much the same as the original bike, but instead of what they did with the other models, they look very, very similar. They've changed them completely for this time around. Like you said, this is the full throttle. I love the paint job on this bike. This is my favourite of the 4.
Reminds me of all the Kenny Roberts stuff. You know, it's Kenny Robert colour scheme. It looks absolutely unbelievable. You know, I actually listened to the original sort of like Ducati marketing guy talking about the Scrambler and what it was about and stuff, and he's like, look, the Scrambler's about this. It's got 2 wheels, it's got a nice motor on it, it's about just getting out there and riding. And I think what they're doing with these is just really building on the success of that, and obviously the aesthetically pleasing thing that the Scrambler does. And they're just adding to that, because I mean, I come into this show and I look at this bike and I think, oh my gosh, I really, really would love this bike. I mean,
it's no wonder it's been a hugely successful bike. It's not only a great looking bike, but I think, you know, it's widely reported as being a really, really easy bike to ride. Well, first time riders, guys coming back to the motorcycles, you know, it ticks a huge number of boxes, and it's got a very, very wide appeal, hasn't it? And particularly with this new styling campaign, it is a gorgeous looking motorcycle.
Yeah, nice power. You know, nice power.
Sensible power, decent torque, decent power. It's not going to, you know, rip your hair off, but it, you know, you can get it down the road and hustle it. It's good fun. It's not intimidating.
No, it's a twin, so it's got plenty of torque. I mean, I've ridden, you know, for quite a few years a bike with 70 horsepower, and it's really nice amount of power for the road. You can really wring its neck and have a really good laugh.
And with a V-twin, you've got a bike with a bit of character. It makes a nice noise. Another thing that they've done this year as well, I think, which is pretty important, is they've changed the seat slightly, so it's a slightly wider seat. It's also got it's got a thicker foam, so you get a bit more comfort out of it. A couple of other small changes as well. The suspension is very slightly softened. And again, I think, you know, those who've ridden it, and it has been ridden, you know, if you're really pushing, then you can perhaps sense that. But in the real world, nobody's going to ride the bike like that. So softening that suspension, slightly softer seat, just a more comfortable bike to ride. It makes perfect sense to me.
Absolutely. Well, it seems kind of like crazy that we've been actually doing most of the talking around this bike, because this is actually the one that I think
Cafe Racer.
Yeah, for me is the most stunning, which is the Cafe Racer. So obviously it's built, you know, on the same basis. Everything's pretty much the same, but they've changed it. So they put the clip-on bars, they've put the hard seat
new reseat cowl. Exactly. Completely, you know, different paint job,
different tyres obviously as well.
Yeah, I mean, as a styling exercise, they've done a fantastic job. Drop bars, and another significant difference with this is the spoke wheels, which are gorgeous.
Yes,
I've got to say,
they are
super pretty. So you've got, so you start with Icon, and we haven't talked about prices. I guess I'll cover that now. So I think that's the one area where I'm a little bit slightly hesitant about what they've done, but they've made the decision to increase pricing on the standard bike to 8,150, and then there's another quite a big jump for these more kind of trick finished bikes. The full throttle goes in at 9,1.
9,1.
Deep breath. 9.7.
9.7.
And,
See, at that
and just
price,
when you thought it couldn't get more
Yeah,
expensive, the Desert Sled is 9.8.
Wow. I mean, you know, this cafe race has got some competition at that kind of money. You know,
you're not wrong.
I think predominantly for me is the Z900 RS Kawasaki. I mean, that is a stiff competition for this.
Well,
this
I think
bike.
is it their cafe racer? I can't. You know the bike that we saw at the NEC last year with the sort of green and the front cowling. I mean, they're a £10,000 bike. You know,
10,000.
and you've got
you can get it in the candy tone orange at like 10.3.
You've got a bigger bike. You've got more power. It's with the best in the world.
That is a phenomenal bike.
I mean
obviously we rode it.
Yeah,
right? and it's a stunning bike.
You're getting perilously close to that point, aren't you?
You are.
I mean, I think if I was,
in terms of performance, this is not going to touch that, obviously.
No.
And in terms of styling, you know, that's your own choice. Isn't
Absolutely,
it?
and look, you know, I can kind of see where the money goes because you know what you get is a really, really beautifully styled bike. Having said that, you're taking yourself into a place where, like you quite rightly said, there are a lot of bikes at that money, and you've got to be a little bit careful, haven't you? But you know, again, you know, Ducati is an aspirational brand, isn't it?
Of course it is.
And you know, there's a lot of folk out there who really do want to ride a Ducati, and they don't necessarily want a rip-snorting V4 with 200 horsepower. They don't want a huge adventure or a tourer bike. They want something they can run out of the weekends on a sunny day, look cool, you know, enjoy a non-intimidating bike, and this does the job very, very well.
Obviously, the deals Ducati, I know for the Scrambler, always come up with some really good PCP deals, so you know there'll be that available. Obviously, that level of detail is not released right now, but I'm imagining there'll be some great deals on. And do you know what? I'm personally a massive fan of these new models.
I've got to say, I'm pretty taken. You know what we like. I like a powerful motorcycle, something with 3 figures and more. But you know, this is a lovely piece of kit, I must say.
Absolutely. So thanks so much for watching. Please subscribe to the channel if you're not already, and hope you're enjoying these little reviews. You know, it's just a part of what we're doing as being a part of these shows, and so thanks so much, and we'll see you on the next one.